a repulsor blast.
Do it.
Get out of here.
Oh,
What?
Oh my God. They went flying.
Just keep driving, Steven.
Oh,
Fly.
man, that...
Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Tom and Scott from Bad 'Cause Dad. We are back and we want to talk some Ashes of Creation. You know, we really started hot on the coverage of this game, Scott. We came out with a mini podcast series where we were, you know, when we first found out about the game, and we were looking at all aspects and really trying to educate ourselves about Ashes. And that was a really fun series that we did that you can still go and check out on the channel. But since then, the news has slowed quite a bit on Ashes of Creation.
Yes.
And we are trying to find those things that are keeping us excited about this development process. And maybe we're learning that the long development process is not for us, which is something, of course, Steven has said is fine. You know, if you want to just come back and see the game when it launches, that's they're totally okay with that. And so it's been mixed. We'll watch one live stream and we'll be really impressed. And then we'll watch another, like the nodes for me, which I thought was going to be really big. And I was disappointed is the wrong word, but I mean, I didn't see a lot in the nodes that would get me excited. I didn't see node progression, things I wanted to see. So my interest has been really up and down on Ashes. I still want to really root for this game though and see what they do. What's your kind of hype level at this point on Ashes, since we've been, it seems like, following it forever, and we are even pretty new to it? So what's your thoughts right now on Ashes?
I would say my interest has greatly dwindled down. At first I was hyped. Anytime you see the things that they're proclaiming that are going to be in the game and are going to be like revolutionary and really change the landscape of MMOs, you can't help but get excited, especially being fans of that genre for so long. But there is a double-edged sword, like we talked about, to this open development and letting us follow along. I think we get our hopes up, we start expecting more, and in our mind it's always better, and then when they release it, we're a little bit underwhelmed. So that's where I've been. I'm leaning towards that side of just generally being underwhelmed, and I don't want to feel like that. I was really hyped in the beginning, but I just the drip feed, the open development, it's not working for me as a fan. I understand how some people might like that, but I'm just of the mindset, like, let's get the final product out, let's see how it is, and then reserve our opinions for then. So as of right now, not so hyped, but still interested.
Regardless of all this, they dropped the new Caravan Livestream. We have not seen it, so this is our live reaction. We're going to take a look, give some of our thoughts, and we're hoping this is just one of those live streams that brings us back up on top of the mountain, you know, as far as the hype for the game. And caravans are going to be a huge part, a lot of PvP, you know, important for crafters, moving stuff. So yeah, let's jump in and take a look.
This intro does get the juices going though, that's for sure.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another live stream.
Is that Ezio?
World of Vera.
Look at that little critter in the cage.
They are one of our regulars.
They're definitely getting
senior
the ambiance
designer,
right.
Mr.
Yeah.
Chris
You know what I mean?
Justo. We are in a default building for nodes. Is that correct, Chris?
Very Assassin's Creed.
This is a
Love
default building in the node, meaning
look at that.
it comes with the node when it reaches level 3.
Dude, as an archer, I'm
Very
a sucker
cool.
for like good capes.
So
and
this
hoods.
is the hunting lodge, or the hunter's lodge. And I see that there is a particular vendor of note in this fine abode, a commodity vendor.
He sells commodities, which, as alluded to previously, is a form of cargo.
Why is the
what you're
cape
gonna spend
frolicking in the wind
to get that
Inside.
cargo.
Glint is now the name of the monster certificate system. And Glint serves a very integral role in the economy within Ashes of Creation. It is a material substance that is acquired through various means, but primarily hunting different antagonists within the world. Glint will be used to pay for certain services, such as taxation for buildings that you have, or citizenship dues that are necessary. We will be talking about Glint as a currency to acquire commodities.
and different nodes will sell different commodities at different prices. So the way you make money is you can either sell your glint directly to the commodity vendor and just make some quick money at the node, or the most profitable way to do it is to buy some player commodities and then transit them to other nodes where they're going to be sold for higher prices.
So it sounds to me like a system in Arcade where you had certain vendors that you could buy seeds from, for example, that weren't found in the world, and then you could grow those seeds in order to build these what were called trade packs. Like you would have to combine certain materials, and then once you made the trade pack, you could transport it across the world to another vendor, and the prices that you would receive would depend on how far you took the trade pack. Did you take it through hostile zones, kind of a thing, or it was also a supply and demand. So if a lot of that specific trade pack that can only be crafted in your region was taken to a certain vendor, then the price would go down, and it was in a certain like window of time. There'd be a reset. Yeah. And then if you were the first one to turn in, you would get like 120% value on your trade pack, and that would drop to like 70% over time. So I don't know if this is the exact, it doesn't look like you're buying seeds or anything, but it looks like you're getting some kind of materials in order to transport on the caravan to another region that needs those materials in order to make money doing that, which is cool. I love that because it's gonna, as we hopefully will see, create opportunities for PvP. Yeah. And it'll be risky.
It gives PvPers or players who aren't generally crafters a reason to actually gather and transport items, because no matter what, there's going to be some form of either accomplishment, benefit, or just fun to be had from doing it. And that's not always a system that brings in other people aside from crafters. Talk about really increasing the importance of supplies, though. Like, this adds a whole new dynamic to it.
Yep. As you mentioned, you can sell it back for around the cost you bought them for in terms of the glint to gold conversion, but you should be putting them in a caravan and taking them to another node, because that will increase the value based on the node you take it to, how far away that node is, and how many of that commodity has been sold at that node over the last 7 days.
Yeah, so caravans have these items within them called components, and those kind of act like the gear on the caravan, so they can modify their stats, grant them passive and even active abilities. So you can, if you upgrade your components, you can get more powerful caravans.
I see. And just looking at this basic caravan, it only has a capacity for 1x2 cargo. That's relatively unfortunate because
tiny.
That doesn't seem like a lot for my time. But I assume if I were to perhaps equip this carriage in its place, nope, that didn't do anything. Let's try
the body.
Steven's such a noob.
Let's take a look at that, buddy.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. This thing can now take quite a haul. I am going to go ahead and I assume, Chris, I'm going to open my inventory.
Yep, so you're going to have a little caravan item, and when you right click it, you're going to be in deployable mode for you to be able to place that it's a representation that you're summoning the caravan so that people around you know that you are launching a caravan.
Ah, very cool. All right, so then it's important for me to
You
find
can
a
totally
place
be a pirate
that's
then.
relatively obscured.
Yeah,
so as not to
it's like
attract
an arcade.
any
You could just
eyes.
steal people's stuff.
Yeah, it was smart of us to get away from
You
the
don't
node a
have to
little bit
actually
in
do
case
the
any
stuff
other
yourself.
players would have seen our.
Oh no.
Why is Tuvok here?
Is he just on his path? I think
Oh,
he's
that's
just on
cool
his path.
looking.
You're going to want to turn around. We
It's a
cannot
robust.
take that.
Oh, I wonder if he'll turn around if he detects us.
I think he probably would.
Okay.
Should we
Gonna stay back here.
Yeah, this path is not for us. Go ahead, give us a turnaround, and I'll show you my secret little off-road path.
Alrighty.
I can see this being incredibly nerve-wracking.
Hold them off.
I just activated the healing thing. Wow, that's actually pretty good. Those are good heals.
Yeah, that's a strong
Well,
hot
the
right
Caravan
there.
has a healing ability for people
Wow.
in the radius. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
We're still kind of working with tech art to get this fully
So
up
you
and
just
running,
have
but you are
you just have
eventually
a
going to be able
guild
to
that
get
sets
a
up
good visual
blockades
view of
because
like
they
how
know
much
it's a
cargo
route.
someone's going to be
Yeah.
Totally.
holding, and it's a
Yeah, pay
possible
the tax.
reward you're going to be able to
Mhm.
get to. So it's
First, but yes, I can do that.
Oh, they're making
You
But-
actually
a path
you can
by
interact with
cutting
the
trees
environment though
down.
to free up the area to move through too. Yeah, huh. That'd be
Yep.
good.
Dude, that's insane.
Hold on.
Didn't even think of that.
Don't show my GM panel.
Oh my god! Just killed a horse. What is wrong? What is wrong with you?
Oh no!
Chris, no!
Something about caravans on routes. They So yeah, when you're traveling with a caravan, there are events that can trigger as a result of you being there with a caravan, that can either block your way or spawn things to attack your caravan, and require you to kind of make decisions about how you want to proceed, right? Whether you turn around and go somewhere else or you find a path off road, all with different kind of dangers associated with them.
Oh no! Okay.
Maybe not zombies?
No, I don't think these are zombies.
Is this an
Alright,
event directly tied to
I'm
the
gonna see
caravan,
here, we'll
or
see
is
if,
this just a
oh,
normal
God.
event?
Oh,
Excellent.
this seems like. Hey, Bucky, do you want to go ahead?
Bucky, you can go forward.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
What are you doing? You pulled them.
I didn't pull anything.
No, no.
I learned from watching you.
Oh, we did it.
Well, not yet,
Oh,
technically.
We're almost doing it. Very nice. Okay, that's cool. So now this is worth, yeah, eight gold, 69 silver.
Oh, I can do math.
Well done. Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna sell that. Yep, sell that and that and that.
there's another big feature revealed.
Yeah, you got some initial impressions?
Uh,
What's your thoughts on it?
It's nice to see. I'm glad they're showing them to us. Again, like most of it, I think I'm moderately underwhelmed. I think it has potential to be a fun aspect of the game. Like we mentioned, some pirateering. It brings different backgrounds of players together to achieve a common goal. I can see how some people would complain or get tired of this being how you transport supplies or crafting materials. I could see how that would get repetitive and also quite the time investment after a while too. But I don't know. We don't know all the details yet and what exactly how much it can transport, what you actually need to transport for certain crafting. But I think it's a fun aspect that has potential. I don't really have a full, broad,
Sure.
conclusive opinion yet.
Okay, well, I'll mention some things, I guess, first that I really like about it, especially coming from ArcAge that has a similar system. The number one thing about it for me is obviously it puts you in the world, right?
Yeah.
Like there's reason to be in the world, traveling, doing things. It's creating that content where you're not just sitting in the town. Like the MMOs we're used to playing the last few years of just queuing up for an instance thing.
Yeah.
You got to get out there. You have to transport your goods. You have to get them to the right places to craft.
Mm-hmm.
That is amazing. So I like that a lot. Also like the fact that there will be some PvP surrounding it. And like you said, I think PvPers will love it. I'm not sure about crafters, how it's going to work out just yet.
Yeah.
Maybe it will be more of an annoyance for really hardcore crafters to feel like they have to depend on either PvPers to get their stuff transported.
Yeah.
But kind of and we didn't really see a big PvP battles going on around the caravan. I think they fought some NPCs in the events and stuff like that. So what I think is going to be really cool about this system is there's going to be a whole meta game around this, right? Like I can see our guild and, you know, some guys crafting, like Rob in our guild would be crafting. It's going to be a whole game of trying to figure out, okay, where do we place our citizenship? Where is the best places to transport nodes to and from? Like, what's the ideal place in the world for us for the things we're trying to craft? What are the ideal routes? What are secret routes? Like, it's going to be its whole own meta game going on within the game. You know, where the pirates like to attack from, where are the choke points? You know, and I think that's going to create a really cool gameplay loop. And then, of course, when nodes change, right? Cities fall and other villages pop up, then you have to kind of reassess your whole setup and how do we accomplish this. So I think that's pretty cool.
Sure.
And the thing I didn't love is events popping up around it. I think if I'm smart enough to spawn my caravan in a time where no pirates or PvPers are looking for me, I think I should be rewarded with a smooth caravan trip. You know, if I've put in the work ahead of time to map out a really cool route or something like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's cool. Like you said, I think it could bring a lot of people together, and that's what Ashes is going for, right? All different types of players participating in all sorts of content to come together to accomplish something.
Every aspect of the game has importance to it and weight to it, to where your decisions matter. So I take my hat off to them for trying to be so what's the word I'm looking for? I just brain farted.
Well, they're taking risks, right? They're
risk and man, I can't even think of the word right now. No, I can't think of it. We've used it a few times before when talking about it. Ambitious. It is a very ambitious game. 100%. And when it comes down to things like this, the politics, the running of the cities, the taking down cities, having all the vassal settlements and things like that, like it is a big, broad game that requires almost a slower, more meticulous approach, which could be a breath of fresh air. I can definitely see how some MMO players won't like that, and that's fine. It's just not the game for them. But for a more inclusive, really building on guild camaraderie, it has potential to bring a lot of those original MMO out-of-pocket experiences back to the table, I think.
Yeah. No, you're right. And I think that is the big question, especially for like our guild and friend group. Is there a place within the world of Ashes of Creation that fits us, right? Where we can fit in and have a fun gameplay loop, and are there things that appeal to us where we can all kind of come together and find our own things? So that is the question. And then, of course, for me, the big sandbox question is always, you know, how do you stop huge guilds from outpacing everyone and just running servers? And is there a mechanic that keeps the gear a little closer together, you know, where it won't get out of hand as far as, you know, people progressing way past everyone else? So I understand there's pros and cons. You want people to be rewarded for their time, but at the same time, you want casual players to find a place and enjoy the game as well. So
yeah, that's quite the balancing act. I don't envy them at all. And I think that could be the biggest problem facing the game. It won't just be necessarily one of the mechanics within the game, but the whole attempt to actually experience it. How is it going to include everyone in a way that's meaningful?
Yeah, and I forget, what's the Bad Cuz Dad budget for Alpha 2? Oh wait, we don't have a budget, do we? Yeah, we don't have anything. So we'll see.
Yeah.
You know, I always say, I think I said I didn't want to do it, and now I'm watching this and I'm like, well, maybe I need to go test this out in Alpha 2. Let's see how it works.
Then we can live through you. I'm definitely not getting it.
Yeah, so we'll see. But anyway, thank you guys for stopping by today. You know, we're on this roller coaster of Ashes development. You know, I know there's a lot of more hardcore channels out there who are super hype, and we're trying to take a more balanced approach to this coverage and, you know, be realistic and try to find the good and provide some feedback on things where we're not sure
Yeah.
about. So
Well,
let
I
us know
don't.
in the
I don't
comments.
think. I don't think we want to get too hyped. We don't also want to sell it
Yeah.
short. We're just trying to be honest about what it looks like, and we've been burned so many times in the past with huge letdowns. So I think it's good to take an honest approach and just go with it at what comes to us.
Yeah, we've been burned by games far less ambitious than
Yes.
Ashes of Creation. So
Yeah.
let us know in the comments what are your thoughts. Where are you on the hype train for Ashes? And jump in the Discord. Let's have the conversation there as well. Come play some games with us. Just hang out, chat, leave your best dad joke, in the Discord channel. And yeah, man. Thanks for joining us, guys. Give us a like and sub, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Later, everyone.